Hey y'all, Taylor by Debbie here. This week I'm going to teach you how to make a stuffed candy corn. First thing that I did was I went on Canva and I selected a document, and then I selected the size of 8.5 by 11, and I went into elements and put in outline of a candy corn. And then I went in and printed it off, and then I cut out around the edge of the pattern. And then I took each piece and folded it in half to make sure that it's going to be symmetrical. But because I'm sewing and I didn't want it to be a curved line, I just took and cut straight across and tried to make it, just eyeballing it, trying to make it evenly sectioned from top to bottom, straight across. And then these are the pattern pieces that I'll use to cut out my candy corn. Now I have some fabric and I picked these up. This is homespun fabric from Hobby Lobby in just some solid colors. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna lay down, and I've seen candy corn both ways. I've seen them with white, yellow, orange, and then white, orange, yellow. I'm gonna do mine white, yellow, orange, but you can do it however you like to do. And I'm just gonna lay this across the bottom. Now, if you had fabric that's not the same on both sides, you'd wanna put right sides together and then cut this out. But mine's the same on both sides. And I'm just coming down here to the bottom edge so I don't waste as much fabric. Then we're going to cut these patterns, or these shapes out of the pattern. Now if you don't have Canva, you could just draw a candy corn, fold your paper in half, then cut it out so that it's even, and then cut it into 3 sections. It's just kind of a rounded triangle shape. I'm going to be using 1/4 inch seam allowances, so our candy corn is going to end up being a little bit smaller than the pattern that we cut out. So I want to do yellow next. So I'm just going to lay my fabric out. Now you can iron your fabric if you want to. But since we're making a craft, it's not something that we're going to wear. I'm not worrying about ironing. But of course, I'm sure professional sewists or seamstresses would tell you to always iron your fabric. Pretty simple shapes to cut out. Just have it a little bit crooked down here, so let me trim that off. Then our last piece, I'm going to use kind of a cream color for the white. There again, the possibilities are endless. You can use whatever colors of fabric that you like. Candy corn comes in all different flavors now, so you could even use bright colors if you wanted to, like purples and pinks. Okay, just making sure the edge is lined up. Now that we have our pattern pieces cut, we're going to go ahead and unpin them and separate these pieces into 2 separate sides. to the side because we can use it again. And we're just gonna lay these over here. Okay, now I'm gonna go over to my sewing machine and I'm going to sew. Let's go ahead and take these two pieces. I'm gonna take this and fold it over and pin these edges together. Across this way. Now you can use the clips or the pins, whichever you prefer. And we are going to have a little bit of a seam allowance, so if it doesn't line up 100%, that's okay. Just try to get it centered so you have a little bit left over on each edge. Looks like that's going to line up pretty well here. You just have to, and there again, that's where ironing your fabric can help. But again, we're doing a craft, so I'm not ironing. Okay, I'm going to go over to my sewing machine with a 1/4 inch seam allowance on each of these, sew those together, and I'll be right back. Okay, I sewed these together using my serger, so we're just going to open that up and just look and see. You can see it's already starting to look like a candy cane. So now this is the right side. We're going to take our top, fold it over, and do the same thing. I want to pin it down. Just want to make sure that you have it turned the correct way so that when you fold this up, the seam will be on this back side as well. So just keep that in mind when you're pinning. And you can use a regular sewing machine. It will turn out just as pretty. Just make sure you do back stitching at the beginning of the line and the end of the line. You can also hand sew this together just using a straight stitch. Okay, so now I'm going to go back over to my serger and I'm going to sew down each of these seams right here, and I'll be right back. Now we have those sewn together, so we're going to open those up and just kind of finger press it out. And these are really starting to look cute. Now we're going to take them and put them together, try to line up our side seams the best we can. And we're just going to clip, and we're going to sew all the way around, except for we're going to leave an opening at the bottom about 4 inches here. The pins will just remind me not to sew right there. Okay, so let me go ahead and sew around. I'll do that and I'll be right back. All right, now we're going to go ahead and turn it right side out. Now we're going to take some polyfill and we are going to fill it. And I like to take my polyfill and tear it up into smaller pieces before I stuff my pillows or my stuffies that I make. It just seems to fill in more smoothly. I think that's going to get it. Okay, now we have our needle and thread, and we're just going to cut off a piece a little bit longer than what we think we'll need. Thread our needle. Okay, then we're going to double the thread so it's doubled, And then we're just going to take both ends, loop them over, and put them through. Tie a knot in the bottom of the thread. All right, and to start, I want to come up inside. I'm going to come right up on here inside, and whoop, we need to make at least another knot, maybe two. So it won't pull through, hopefully. Okay, let's try that again. I'm going to come up beyond where we sewed just a little bit, going in one side, out the other, over and over again, all the way across. Okay, we're at the end, and to knot it, I'm just going to do the same thing. We're going to go in one side, out the other. But before we pull that loop all the way in, we're going to take our needle and go through that loop and then pull it tight, and that's going to create a knot. We're going to do that 2 or 3 times. Just pull that loop and then stick your needle through it and then pull it tight, and that creates a knot and will help keep the thread from coming undone. And then you just take your scissors, cut the thread close to the material, and we are done. Look how adorable this is, y'all. I hope you're going to give this a try. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel, click the bell, and you'll always be notified when I put up new videos. Drop a comment down below and let me know if you are going to try this too. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video.